the psychological identity of rejection and abandonment. It takes shape when I go through, or when people go through, experiences of emotional neglect, betrayal, harsh criticism, or deep loss. At first, they might just feel like individual painful events. But if they keep happening to you over and over again, they start to feel personal, like a statement about who I am, not just what happened to me. My brain begins to organize itself around those wounds. Before I know it, I'm seeing myself mainly through the lens of self-protection and survival rather than connection and trust. Okay, so welcome to Trauma Talk, you guys. Okay, and I want to break this complex topic down in a really clear way using simple examples and details you might not recognize from your own life or people you know, or you might just recognize them. So thank you guys. First, here's what identity actually means in psychology. Identity is basically the collection of beliefs I hold about myself, developed in my brain over time. These beliefs shape who I think I am, what I feel I deserve, and what I expect from other people, how safe or dangerous I think relationships are. If over and over again I'm met with rejection, abandonment, or indifference, my mind starts to stitch those experiences together. Instead of believing someone left me, I might start to think people leave me. Yes, people leave me. I'm the kind of person who gets rejected. Yes, this is the beginning of the identity formation. I must not be good enough to stay for. Okay, that's the moment trauma shifts from being something that happened to me to something that I believe I am. It's like I stop being just a person and become someone who expects to lose love or acceptance. Yes, I'll brace myself for it. Let's look at how my brain actually creates a rejection identity. Yes, my nervous system is wired to spot threats to belonging, because having connection is basic survival, you guys. And when I'm a child, and if I feel like I'm being emotionally abandoned, maybe my caretakers are always distracted or busy or cold or indifferent or unpredictable, something's wrong there. My brain connects the dots. You guys, it shifts in random pain. My mind and body starts to believe that rejection equals actual danger. Different brain areas play a role in this process. First of all, my amygdala throws up danger flags when I sense social threat. Rejection literally hurts, and the pain can feel physical. The anterior cingulate cortex processes that pain and the sense of being left out. The hippocampus files away emotional memories, cataloging times I was excluded or criticized. Yes, and absolutely, the prefrontal cortex creates stories out of what happened, shaping my beliefs. This must mean there's something wrong with me. Yes, over time, all these systems build a model in my mind. Yes, you getting it. Expect to be rejected. Brace for abandonment. I might not even realize this is happening because it becomes automatic. Okay, from this place, certain core beliefs form in my psyche. I'm too much for people. I'm never enough. People always leave me in the end. Love never lasts. If others see the real me, they'll walk away. I have to constantly earn love. Yes, these beliefs build, they continue to build, and operating systems that quietly control all my relationships. Sometimes for years, I protect myself from feeling that pain. Yeah, that pain again. I can develop what you might call a survival role. Here are a few examples many of us fall into, you guys, okay? So the pleaser is one of them, okay? Often called the fawn response. I desperately try to make myself indispensable. I might always say yes, give my energy away, or over apologize. Setting boundaries feels almost impossible. Yes, and the achiever. That's it. If I just work harder, succeed more, or become the best, then maybe people will value me. My whole self-worth is tied to achievement, leading to burnout and perfectionism, okay? And then the avoider. I won't let anyone get close enough to hurt me. I keep my guard up, avoid deep conversations, or leave relationships before anyone else has the chance to abandon me. Yes. Then there's the chaser. Yes, the chaser. No matter how unvaluable someone is, I keep reaching for them. Yes, unavailable doesn't matter. I might get stuck in trauma bonds, clinging to hope that if I try harder, maybe this time someone will choose me. Letting go feels terrifying, okay? Versus the unavailable person. Often I cycle through these roles or even live out multiple ones at the same time with different people in my life, okay? So unfortunately, holding a rejection identity can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The brain seeks what is familiar, even if it is harmful, okay? So consider this cycle, you guys. As a child, I was repeatedly abandoned or overlooked. I developed the core belief, people leave me, okay? So keep that in mind. Your nervous system is on high alert with this, always bracing for rejection without realizing it. You choose partners or friends who are emotionally distant or inconsistent. Repeated patterns, yes, repeating these patterns over and over again. The relationships fail. I feel justified in my belief. I see I was right. This is what always happens to me. This is how people always treat me. So what I'm really doing, you guys, though this isn't proving universal truth, just repeating the pain and the story my brain is expecting, okay? So it just keeps going on and on. There are many emotional symptoms that show up if I carry this identity. I might be hypersensitive to any criticism or feel crushed by minor feedback. I worry constantly about being replaced or abandoned. Trusting anyone, love feels like scary, okay? And I become anxious if someone seems distant. I endlessly replay, overanalyze conversations, trying to spot where I might have triggered someone to leave. Even when I have people around me, I feel disposable or deeply lonely. Like true safety is always just just out of reach. Yes. So it's crucial, you guys, to know this isn't about personal weakness. It's raw nervous system memory, pain learned and carried in my body, even when my rational mind knows absolute better. But healing from this is absolutely possible, and it's much more. It's much more than just thinking positive, you guys. Okay, healing the identity of rejection involves retraining your nervous system to feel safe again in connection. Here's what real healing can look like with some examples. First, I have to recognize what's happening here. Instead of blaming myself, I gently notice rejection happens to me. But that's not the same as it's being as it is who I am, okay? Sometimes just writing that out, saying it out loud can loosen the grip of old belief on you, okay? Next, you have to practice reparenting the wounded part of you, okay? If it carries a lonely child inside, offer compassion instead of judgment for that part of you. I might put my hand on my heart and say, I know why you feel scared. Your pain is real. You're safe with me now, okay? That's how you speak to your nervous system, okay? Then I start to rebuild what safety connection feels like. I learn what healthy relationships look like. Ones relationships where there's emotional safety. Yes, I start to identify that. Consistent communication absolutely is part of it. Repair after conflict and mutual effort. For example, I notice which friends actually check in on me. I listen deeply and make me feel valued, and I try to grow those connections. Yes, that's what you do with those ones. Also, work on developing self-empathy. When I get triggered or afraid, I respond to myself with kindness instead of internal criticism. My self-talk absolutely changes. I might tell myself, this hurts because you've learned love disappears, but that doesn't mean it always will. I'm not alone now. Yes, I'm not alone now, okay? Over time, most of us who carry this identity have a powerful realization. It was never really about being too much or not enough. It was simply, I was simply in an environment or family or school relationship where I wasn't truly seen or supported. That says more about the context than my worth. Yes, and that insight begins to dismantle all those old beliefs. Yes, finally, you guys, finally, healing lets me reframe the foundational beliefs of rejection trauma. I go from thinking there's something wrong with me to believing something very painful happened to me, but it does not define my worth. Yes, this does not define my worth. So if this speaks to you, know that healing is possible. Yes, each compassionate choice I make is a step towards rewriting my story from survival and self-protection to one built on connection, trust, and authentic self-worth. So thank you guys for joining me on Trauma Talks. All right, check the comments, you